What's up, Kangs? Today we are trying Bounty Candy Bar. Now, this is an imitation of the Peter Paul candy bar called Mounds, where Mounds is dark chocolate with coconut, but Bounty here is milk chocolate with coconut. Big twist, crazy, very innovative. So this was made by Mars in 1951, post-World War II, and Bounty was made to be very tropical looking, very kind of, paradise, because after the war, people were thinking about vacationing again and enjoying life. So that's what Bounty's vibes are all about. Now, there was actually a dark chocolate version, but it was discontinued in 2022, I think. And Mars's reasoning for that is where, oh, we're just trying to, fix things around in our manufacturing and we had to drop something. So the Bounty dark chocolate actually has a red coloring as opposed to the Bounty here, the original, that is a blue. So Bounty was sold in the United States for a while, but it has since been discontinued, and Mounds and Almond Joy take reign when it comes to coconut chocolate bars in America. But elsewhere in the world, Australia, the UK, everywhere else, you could find Bounty. Now, in 2006, there was a limited edition cherry flavored coconut Bounty that came out in Australia, and it became so popular that up until at least 2013, it was permanent. I searched online recently, and I just really haven't found too much since then, so I think at this point it's safe to say that it is discontinued. Hey, just to cut in here real quick, there was also a mango Bounty that came out in 2004, 2005 in Europe, and then it was re-released in Russia and the Ukraine in 2010. And then there was also a Bounty pineapple that came out in Russia in 2014 for a limited time. I'm being very quiet right now. I have a cat sitting on my lap sleeping, so that's why I'm not doing this in the studio properly. See. Regardless, we are trying the original. I've never had a Bounty. I love Mounds. I love Almond Joy. But let's just see what Bounty has in store for us. Feels very thick. Well, look at that. That's pretty cool. On the bottom of it, it actually has Bounty with a little palm tree on it. Let me make sure we zoom in on that. Yeah, pretty cool. Anyways, this is Bounty from Mars coming to you from the UK. Mmm. Hmm. Very sweet. Far more sweeter than a Mounds, because Mounds is dark chocolate. This, you have sweet coconut and milk chocolate. Milk chocolate's always sweeter, obviously. But this is stacked with coconut. There is so much coconut packed in here. You can sit there and say, well, there's not much of a difference between the two. There's definitely a difference. I would say if you don't want nuts in your candy bar, which some of us do, some of us don't, and you just want that straight coconut but want a more sweeter fix than Mounds, get a Bounty. That is what the difference is. I'm trying to pick apart anything else that is different, though, because obviously milk chocolate and dark chocolate, huge difference. But is there anything else that is differentiating with the coconut, at least inside here, compared to the Mounds? I will say the Bounty coconut is a bit more drier. It's not as wet and syrupy as opposed to an Almond Joy or Mounds kind of coconut. This is more of a dry kind of deal. It reminds me a lot of those coconut patties that you could buy, made by like a brand named Anastasia, I think. You can find a lot of them at Cracker Barrel. It is that same kind of coconut, but in the shape of a chocolate bar that would be like a Mounds or what have you. I'm going to have the other one because this is good. It's heavy. It feels so heavy. It feels and looks taller than a Mounds too. Only slightly though. And I want to just show you even more. Look how dry the coconut is in the Bounty here. Hmm. Yeah, and also look at my tongue. Yeah, look what the Bounty bar does to my tongue. Huh? Huh? All right, so the Bounty bar. Very sweet. Far different than the Mounds bar, just because of the milk chocolate instead of dark chocolate. Do I like the Bounty bar more than an Almond Joy or a Mounds? I would say if we're looking at the top, or there are only three, but if we're looking at the three, at the very bottom, coming in at number 3, I would say is the Almond Joy. Less coconut, and it sacrifices the coconut for that almond, which I don't really care about. But it is the biggest brand, I think, compared to Mounds. But still, I think Bounty would be in second place. And it's hard to put it in second place because I do like the texture of the coconut in the Bounty here compared to a Mounds or an Almond Joy. So it's like, if I had a dark chocolate Bounty, hands down it would be number 1. It would beat Mounds. But I think Mounds has this beat because it has that dark chocolate and it's not so sweet. This is super sweet. And when it comes to coconut things, I think I am so familiar with a dark chocolate taste with the coconut that I just want that dark chocolate taste. I don't want it to be too sweet, believe it or not. And I don't know what it is, the milk chocolate in this, maybe it's coming from the UK or whatever, but it's very sweet. And I'm not that big of a fan of it. I wish it was more semi-sweet. But Bounty is still good because of the coconut texture on the inside. It's a bit more dry, but still has the same nice consistency that you would expect. Very sweet. The coconut in it, it's a bit chunkier too. It's more meaty. It would be right in the middle. Mounds is the top dog, just because, hey, has the same amount of coconut. It feels like, but that dark chocolate, like I said. So Bounty, very sweet, very good though. I have no complaints about it. But if we're comparing, yes, Mounds has it beat. But this is definitely good. I would give this a 9 out of 10. I could definitely buy this again, but I would love the dark chocolate one. So all y'all overseas, why you discontinued a dark chocolate Bounty is beyond me. At Cadbury, Mars, wherever this is getting made at, how about you stop sitting around eating your crumpets and shaking your tea, and maybe just put some dark chocolate back into the Bounty, okay? Alright, mate. So, yeah. Alright, love, I'm about to eat some stone soup, and here's a Bounty. I give it a 9 out of 10, mate. Alright, mate, I'll see you later. I'm DJ Glowing Ice right here for Cheat Day Reviews, and remember, it's okay to cheat every once in a while. Bloody, yeah. Alright, mate. Yeah.